Welcome to the Painter's Business Podcast with Stephanie Stover. Let's roll. This is the Painter's Business Podcast, the show for growth-minded painting company owners who want to scale, profit, and dominate their markets. I'm your host, Stephanie Stover, and every week we bring you zero-fluff strategies, proven tactics, and behind-the-scenes insights from real business owners and experts getting it done in the field. And here's the deal. Every single episode gives you at least one practical, no BS action item that you can take today to grow your business. Whether you want more residential leads, safer crews, or bigger commercial contracts, this is where painters come to grow. Let's roll. Today I'm joined by Kevin Schramm, owner of Lime Painting, and we're talking about owner fatigue. Kevin, did I get your last name right? Is that how I
Perfect.
pronounce it?
Yeah,
Awesome.
great.
Tell me what made you decide to start a painting franchise with Lime Painting?
Yeah, it was kind of a threefold. So when I was looking at business opportunities, franchising wasn't what I was actually looking for, um, but it kind of fell in my lap as an opportunity. And there was three things that stood out about Lime. Was it was an emerging brand, so it was brand new into the market for franchising. And Nick, the founder, was invested into my success because he was trying to prove the model worked outside of Colorado. And so I had this assurance, like, all right, as long as I follow the steps and do what I need to do, he's gonna, make sure I succeed. So you had someone supporting you on the backside. The other thing was the values. LIME is an acronym, so it stands for love, integrity, mission, and excellence. And I've always lived my life with those values. And so to apply them to business just made sense, that we're a values based company. And then the third thing, they kind of hook, line, and sinkered me, and they gave me the whole state of Idaho. And so we had looked at some other franchise opportunities, and they were wanting to give me like little zip codes around my house. And I was like, wah, wah. So when they told me they'd give me the whole state split into two territories, I was like, let's go, let's do this. So that's why I started with Lime, the ultimate reasons.
Awesome. That's a lot of space. How do you cover so much area?
Well, I don't anymore
Hmm.
because it is too much space. I went in with really high ambitions, and
Yeah.
about year two, maybe year three, I realized like I don't know what I'm doing as far as getting up north. It's a 7 hour drive from where
Yeah.
I live to the north territory in Coeur d'Alene, which is beautiful. And my goal was always to build a team in Boise to where they could run themselves and then move my family up to Coeur d'Alene. But we also realized we didn't like the cold as much as we thought we liked it. So I ended up putting that up for sale and finding a buyer off of Facebook, believe it or not.
Wow.
Um, we were on like a business buy and sell page and reached out to this guy, Tyler, and yeah, gave him the opportunity to buy that location from me. And so he runs Northern Idaho. I support him and help him as much as I can. And then I run all of South, which is vast as well. But we are very strategic. We work in the high end residential restoration and commercial industry. So we have certain zones that we target,
Hmm.
and most of it's in the Treasure Valley, Boise, and Boise Metro, if you can call it the metro area, and surrounding, probably within like a 30 to 40 more mile radius. And then we're selective on the jobs that we accept outside of our area. So we had a project about 4 hours away, but put the right people on the right jobs, so you don't have to worry about them on a daily basis. So that's how
So
I
I
manage it by trusting people.
so I suspect that in the beginning, with all that land, all that territory, there was a significant amount of fatigue or owner fatigue. Is that accurate?
You would think.
You would think.
Yeah, I came from the corporate world, working 45, 50 hours a week and being exhausted by the weekend and just, not having any mental withstand to do anything. And as soon as I started working for myself, it was so vast. There was such a learning curve I had to do. I was putting in 80 to 100 hours a week, just getting this thing rolling, but I
Hmm.
was never tired.
Really?
I was fueled by the excitement and the adrenaline of what the possibility could be and what it was. And that does wear off over time. And so, but I worked twice as much and I was half as tired in the beginning. Now, I would say in year two, that's when kind of the adrenaline wore off, and I'm like, wow, this is a lot of work. I just can't sustain. And so that transitioned me into hiring people and training them and just duplicating myself essentially. So
Hmm. So what did that owner fatigue really look like? Like, what did you experience? What did you feel when you realized you needed to make that transition?
a lot of days just shut down, turn on Netflix, and sit in my living room being like, gosh, I wish I was making more money. Yeah, so it was definitely not a physical, it was a mental fatigue where I just didn't know where I was going, what I was doing, what was working. I just was in my own head, right? I had no
Mhm.
perspective. I had no reality, like sense of reality. Even though I knew what I should be doing and where I should be at, it was just like this overwhelming weight that kept me down.
Hmm. And how did you finally come to recognize that weight? And what was the catalyst for change?
I hired a coach.
Hmm.
So yeah, I started because I knew where I wanted to go, and I knew I wasn't gonna be able to get there by myself. I'd never been in a managerial role where I was hiring and training before, and so that was all new to me. And when I hired a coach, it was a huge blessing. It's called American Contractors Network, right here in Boise, in Meridian,
Hmm.
actually. And he was putting together a group, and it became a network actually of support and other contractors in different trades that we could get together, collaborate, really relate to one another on the struggles of business ownership in the construction industry as a whole. And then I got around other painting companies too, and the struggle's real, like in all contracting work phases, right? Like we're all doing the same thing. Business is the same thing, just what you're serving,
Yeah.
essentially. But that was where I was really able to get some perspective. We put every responsibility that my business has, and we filled in these boxes with who was doing those roles. And ultimately, it was all me. And he's like, "Well, you can't do all this." And I was like, "Fair enough." So it was really getting a third perspective to kind of slap me upside the head and show me where I was at in my business. Right.
Hmm. So what routines or habits currently help you keep your energy and focus as an owner?
I golf a lot.
Nice.
I think it's crucial to take time for myself and just enjoy life because we obviously start a business to live, not so we didn't start a business to work all the time. Like that's typically not why one starts a business or is in the painting industry. Um, I hang out with a lot of friends and family and travel, and so I think personal. So personal growth is one side of it, right? Like I go to a lot of seminars. We talked about podcasts. That really helped me in my growth as well. And just gaining perspective um, and being around other like-minded people that fuels my spirit up because you can get down on yourself. We do a lot of work with little results, and so we don't know what's working half the time. And I know behavior. There's no behavior that's wasted. Like if you're out there doing stuff, results will show. But
Hmm.
the consistency and the I can't think of the right word, but like the get after it mentality um, that has to be consistent. but not you can't do it 100% of the time. Like
Yeah.
you got to control that time, and really time management, I would say, is a
Hmm.
huge um, brain saver for me. So I control my calendar and I leave blocks in it for me, and those are non-negotiables, right? So
Mhm.
when I put golfing on there, I'm golfing with my daughter. She's 17, so she's about to flee the nest. I want to spend as much time as I can with her, and so that fills my tank back up essentially.
So, was there a point in your business where maybe you had tried to block off those time slots in your calendar, and just thought to yourself, you know what, I have to do this job because I can't afford not to?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Um, yeah, there was a lot of phone calls on the golf course that I would make, and that just interrupted time. And that took a lot of discipline to realize. Like we're in the painting industry, there are no
Hmm.
fires. Like they're
Yep.
usually like kindling like smoke, right? Like just little ambers. And as long as we get to them within the next, 8 to 12 hours, we can put them out and they'll be fine. The cool thing about paint is we can paint over paint. Like
Yeah.
we can fix pretty much everything that we do, within reason, of course. But it was like this urgency that I had, from my previous experience. Like I have to take care of everything all at the same
Yeah.
time, and realizing like, we have integrity in our acronym, and I actually find it to prove to people that we have integrity when things do go wrong and how I take care of them, that actually elevates our trust factor. That
Hmm.
we are going to do what we say we're going to do. We're going to take care of you. We're going to make sure the project's done the right way at the end of the job. And we can't control everything, right? I mean, construction's messy. And so once you realize construction's messy, it's all right. Like it's okay to get messy and we can clean it up at the end. So
Hmm. Awesome. What advice would you give a painting company owner who feels stuck, tired, and just unsure if they can keep pushing forward?
oh, that's a good question. I think it's a great time for a retreat,
Hmm.
to do some meditation, self reflecting, go back to why you got into business, why you started a painting company, because that's ultimately the role that keeps us driving forward, right? Is a destination, and realizing it's not always about the destination, it's about the journey. And sometimes the journey is not always pretty and it's not what you expected, right?
Hmm.
But getting around people that are positive, I think, is a huge influence and a help factor. So there's a lot of things that you can do. I would say the one thing that I did that helped me tremendously was, do some like contractor retreats and get
Hmm.
around other contractors, because there's a good chance that someone else has some major success while you're in your major failure mode. And you can feed off of that, and you never know what tomorrow brings. Like that's the beauty of our industry, is all it takes is a phone call to turn our whole business around 180, to where now we're overworked and we have to figure out how to produce, where before we were trying to figure out what jobs we could get.
So it sounds like things are going really well for you now. What would you say is your biggest challenge in the business?
Keeping that level head, right? I mean,
Mm.
there's these hills and valleys in business, and we've had some major wins, and then we've had some major like letdowns. I wouldn't call them failures, but just some major letdowns. The market's constantly shifting, and trying to navigate that. Like our market went like, after COVID happened, it went so far up where labor costs were like exorbitant amount. We get people to realize that, and now they're coming like way back down. I'm like, what is going on? So that has probably been my biggest hurdle, is trying to figure out, like, keep tabs on the market. I know our costs and where we're
Mm.
at as far as job costs go, but people are, coming in like way underpriced, and we just don't understand it. And
Mm.
so, um, I don't know if you're familiar with the PCA, Painter Contractors
Yep.
Association, but we don't have one in Boise here. And
Oh.
so I've been talking with my rep from Sherwin, and actually talking about getting a board of advisors here or a chapter put together here, and potentially. I don't want to commit to heading that up, but at least
It's a
being
lot of
part of it.
work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. Not enough
Talk
time for
about
golfing.
burnout.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I'm pretty well connected in the community with other painting contractors, the good ones, that
Hmm.
they value relationships, they value integrity, and they want to do a good job. And so those types of people, we need more of them around.
Yeah.
It brings back a thought that I had when I was first looking at Lime, because we use a submodel, right? And that's not traditional. It is now, but it wasn't traditional when we were looking at this. But it was created essentially push the guys out that weren't operating at a high level or elevate them to the standards that the industry should be at. And
Hmm.
so that's where my head's still at, is like the guys that are just using it as a job, man. That's not a business. They're not going to be around 5-10 years from now to take care of the clients that they provided a service for. And we're all about relationships, so let's build these relationships, sustain business, and grow as a whole, rather than trying to fight each other for the next job kind of thing. So
Yeah. I love that. That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
One last question.
You bet.
If you had a magic wand that you could wave to solve any one problem in your business, what would that be?
uh, I heard you ask this question to Rochester gal. um, I would say one problem in the industry. So anything,
Mhm.
I would say it's probably to hold people accountable, and to have
Mhm.
integrity. Like, do what they say they're going to do, show up when they say they're going to show up, and then not try to undercut. Like, when you already have a verbal commitment on a job, like that's probably my biggest pet peeve right now, is people just coming in and undercutting just
Yeah.
to get a job, kind of thing. It's like, man, why? Why? So, but yeah, that's probably my magic wand moment would be amazing.
Yeah. Any last piece of advice or message that you want to leave listeners with?
Yeah, I would pick out some good authors, some books, to read as well. Those have always helped me pull out of a funk. Um, and yeah, don't be so hard on yourself, right? Like, it's okay to be not okay. And it's
Hmm.
okay to ask for help, right? I think so many times people feel less than if they need to reach out for a helping hand, and just find the one or two guys or gals in your world that want you to succeed, and listen to them, talk to them when you're in a slump, and don't
Yeah.
listen to the naysayers, don't listen to the negative energy suckers, right? So yeah, that would be my recommendation.
Where can people follow you or get in touch?
So we are on Facebook. We have a Line Painting of Boise Facebook page. We're on Instagram. Um, can always reach out through our website if they have any questions or anything like that. But those are probably the best ways to reach out.
Thanks for tuning in. You can find Kevin on Instagram, Facebook at
Line
Lime
Painting
Painting
Boise.
of Boise.
Yep.
And if you
Okay.
want to keep up with what we're doing, hit subscribe or follow. And if you're doing $1 million or more and want help scaling, go to www.passionatemediamarketing.com. Catch you on the next episode. Thanks for tuning in to today's episode. This is the Painter's Business Podcast with Stephanie Stover.